speaking in a deep, resonant voice, I welcome you to another edition of Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we delve into the most intriguing and captivating stories from the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm delighted to have you join me today as we explore the fascinating realm of professional hockey. Pause for a brief moment. Now, let's dive right into our first story, which comes to us from the Sunshine State, where the Florida Panthers are gearing up for what promises to be an exhilarating season. As reported by Dave Hyde of the South Florida Sun-Sentinel, the Panthers' architect, Bill Zito, has been busy studying the history of championship teams, from the New York Islanders of the 1980s to the Miami Heat of the 2010s. Zito's goal is to sustain his team's success and bring home a third consecutive title. In a thoughtful tone, it's a tall order indeed, but one that Zito believes is achievable, thanks in large part to his ability to keep the core of his team intact. By re-signing key players like Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, and Aaron Ekblad, Zito has ensured that the Panthers will once again be a force to be reckoned with in the NHL. As Marchand so eloquently put it, when you get a taste of it, you really want it again. And it's clear that these players are hungry for another championship, with a hint of excitement. Now, I know what you're thinking. Can the Panthers actually pull off this historic feat? Well, my friends, it won't be easy. The team will face numerous challenges throughout the season, from injuries to tough opponents. But with their talented roster and Zito's shrewd leadership, I believe they have a legitimate shot at making history. Pause for dramatic effect. And that's not all, folks. We'll also be keeping an eye on the Panthers' Matthew Tkachuk, who will be out until mid-season due to surgery, as well as the intriguing storyline surrounding goalie Sergei Bobrovsky's backup, Daniil Tarasov, who just so happens to be the son of Bobrovsky's former idol. With a smile. It's going to be a wild ride, folks, and I'm thrilled to have you along for the journey. So sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into the world of sports with me. Concluding this segment, we'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of sports, and I've got some exciting updates for you from the San Francisco 49ers. If you're a fan of the team, you'll want to stick around for this segment. First off, let's talk about quarterback Brock Purdy. The young gunslinger has been dealing with a toe injury, but it looks like he's making progress. According to coach Kyle Shanahan, Purdy has a chance to play in Week 3 against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, that's not a guarantee, but it's definitely a positive sign for the team. Meanwhile, the 49ers have placed starting left guard Ben Bartch on injured reserve with a high ankle sprain. That's a tough blow for the team, but rookie Connor Colby is in line to get his first NFL start. We'll be keeping an eye on how he performs in Bartch's absence. In other news, backup offensive lineman Spencer Burford sustained a knee injury against the Saints and won't practice on Wednesday. The 49ers have signed 6-year veteran Brandon Parker to the practice squad as insurance, which could be a smart move given their current situation. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, what about Brock Purdy's shoulder injury? Well, it seems like that's still a bit of a concern, but Shanahan is optimistic about his quarterback's chances of playing on Sunday. If Purdy does suit up, it'll be interesting to see how he performs with the toe and shoulder injuries. As we wrap up this segment, I want to leave you with a question. Can the 49ers bounce back from their injuries and make a strong push in the NFC West? We'll be keeping a close eye on the team's progress, so stay tuned for more updates. And that's all for now, folks. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We've had a fantastic discussion so far, but as we wrap up today's episode, I want to dive into a story that's been making waves in the sports world. You might have heard about Britain Covey, a talented NFL player who's been navigating the ups and downs of his career with remarkable resilience. Now, Covey's journey is one of perseverance and adaptability. He's been cut not once, not twice, but 3 times from teams, including the Philadelphia Eagles, where he currently resides on the practice squad. But what's fascinating about Covey's story is his attitude towards these setbacks. Instead of getting discouraged, he's chosen to focus on the opportunities that lie ahead, and it's a testament to his character as a player and a person. As I was listening to an interview with Covey, I was struck by his humility and gratitude. Despite facing uncertainty about his future in the NFL, he's remained committed to his craft, and his passion for the game shines through. It's clear that he's not just playing for himself. He's also dedicated to supporting his teammates, including Eagles receivers A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, who he considers close friends. What I find particularly inspiring about Covey's story is the way he's approached his time on the practice squad. Instead of feeling like he's been relegated to a secondary role, he's seen it as an opportunity to learn and grow, even assisting the team's current punt returner, Jahan Dotson. It's a remarkable display of teamwork and sportsmanship. As we reflect on Covey's journey, it's a reminder that success is not just about achieving our goals, it's also about how we respond to adversity. Covey's story teaches us that with hard work, determination, and a positive attitude, we can overcome even the toughest challenges. So, as we close out today's episode of Howard's Opinion, I want to leave you with a thought. What can we learn from Britain Covey's example? How can we apply his resilience and dedication to our own lives, whether in our personal or professional pursuits? That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.